Student, now I give lecture on different forms of generation of high voltages and currents and their applications. Comes under generation of high voltages and currents. We studied about the generation of high direct current voltages. Under generation of high direct current voltages, we studied about the half wave and full wave rectifier circuits. Now we studied the different forms of high voltages and currents and their applications. First, we know about the need for high voltage generation. So, three applications is there. Applications of high voltage DC, that is HVDC, applications of high voltage AC, then applications of high impulse voltages. Applications of high voltage DC, so the electrostatic precipitator in thermal power plant for the ash handling unit, electrostatic paint cement industries, particle accelerators in nuclear physics, medical sciences. These are the example of the applications of high voltage DC, even X-ray units, electron microscopes. These are the example of medical applications. And then applications of high voltage AC, example is power transmission, that is extra high transmission voltage, that means 400 kV power system and above 400 kV power system. Then third one is applications of high impulse voltages. So for testing purposes, to simulate over voltages that occur in the power systems due to lightning actions or switching actions, that is the impulse voltages. For electrical engineers, the main concern of the high voltages is for the insulation testing of various components in power systems, like different types of voltages, that is power frequency, AC power frequency, high frequency, AC switching impulses and lightning impulses. These are the high voltages, that is the generation of high voltages. Okay. Then what is the different forms of high voltages? High DC voltages, high AC voltages of power frequency, high AC voltages of high frequency, high transient or impulse voltages of very short duration such as lightning over voltages. The last one is transient voltages of longer duration such as switching surges. So 5 different forms of high voltages is there. Then first we studied about the generation of high direct current voltages, that is high DC voltages. This is the first subtopic of generation of high voltages and current generation. Now we studied about the introduction about the generation of high DC voltages. The generation of high DC voltages is required in the research work in the area of pure and applied physics. High direct voltages are needed in insulation test on cables and capacitors. Impulse generator charging units also require high DC voltages. The range is 100 kV to 200 kV. Normally for generation of high DC voltages, that is up to 100 kV, electronic valve rectifiers are used for this purpose, and the output currents are about 100 milliamps. Now the generation of high direct current voltages are subdivided into half wave and full wave rectifier circuits, voltage doubler circuits, voltage multiplier circuits, electrostatic machines, regulation of DC voltages. 5 subtopic under generation of high DC voltages. In this lecture video, we studied about half wave and full wave rectifier circuits only. So the half wave and full wave rectifier circuits, you already know the basic of half wave and full wave rectifier. You already studied in the analog electronic circuits and power electronic circuits. Okay, so the rectifier circuits for producing high DC voltages from AC sources. Okay, maybe half wave, full wave. The another third type is the voltage doubler type rectifiers also. The rectifier may be on electron tube or solid state device. Nowadays, the single electron tubes are available for peak inverse voltages. That means PIV. That is the abbreviation. Peak inverse voltages up to 250 kV. The semiconductor or the solid state diodes up to 20 kV. For higher voltages, several units are to be used in series. If you want to generate higher, that means DC voltages, several units are to be used in series only. When the number of units are used in series, the transient voltage distribution along each unit becomes non-uniform and special care should be taken to make the distribution uniform. In half wave rectifier, the capacitor is charged to maximum voltage, that is V maximum. The maximum AC voltage of secondary of the high voltage transformer in the conducting half cycle. In the another half cycle, the capacitor is discharged into the load. You already know half wave rectifier means the input is sinusoidal, that is positive half cycle is the negative half cycle. In the positive half cycle, the capacitor is charged to maximum voltage. In the second half cycle, that is the negative half cycle, that means the capacitor is discharged into the load. So the positive and the negative, how can we get the half wave rectifier output? Based on the rectifier connection only. So generally first half cycle, the capacitor is charged to maximum voltage. The second cycle, the capacitor is discharged into the load only. This is the basic concept. The value of capacitor C is chosen such that the time constant CRL is at least 10 times that of the. In the half wave rectifier, the value of capacitor C is chosen such that the time constant CRL is at least 10 times that of the period of the AC supply. The rectifier valve must have a peak inverse rating of at least 2 V maximum only. To limit the charging current, additional resistance R is provided in series with the secondary of the transformer, but which is not shown in the figure. Now you see the figure half wave rectifier. So the left hand side, figure A is the half wave rectifier circuits. Input AC, that is low voltage. Output is high voltage, because based on the number of turns, we can easily identify which side is low voltage, which side is high voltage. This is a high voltage transformer. The rectifier, okay. So the capacitor plus minus. So the load resistance RL. So in first half cycle, the capacitor is charged to V maximum. In second half cycle, the capacitor is discharged into the load only. Okay. Then we studied about the full wave rectifier circuits, which is shown in figure B. In the positive half cycle, the rectifier A conducts and charges the capacitor C. In the negative half cycle, the rectifier B conducts and charges the capacitor. Here we are using two rectifiers because this is full wave rectifier, no? So therefore, two rectifiers are used, A and B. The source transformer requires a center tapped secondary with a rating of 2 volt only. For the application of high voltages, that is 50 kV and above, The rectifier valves used are the special construction. That means, for example, 50 kV and above 50 kV voltages, instead of rectifier, we are using the rectifier valves. Apart from the filament, the cathode and the anode, they contain a protective shield or grid around the filament and the cathode. The anode usually be a circular plate. The electrostatic field gradients are quite large, therefore the heater and the cathode experience large electrostatic forces during the non-conduction periods. Now you see the full wave rectifier circuits, right hand side, that is the figure 1b. High voltage transformer. So the input is low voltage because less winding. Output is high voltage, that is the high voltage. Two rectifiers are used, A and B. In positive cycle, rectifier A operates and then the capacitor C is charged. In the negative half cycle, the rectifier B operates and the capacitor C is charged. Okay, this is the theory explanation of the half wave and full wave rectifiers. Now we studied about the input and output waveforms of the half wave and full wave rectifiers. So if you want to protect the various elements from the forces, the anode is fixed to the wall cover on one side. The cathode and the filament are located. I told 50 kV and above kV means we are using the rectifier valves. Okay, the rectifier valves consist of anode, cathode and filament. Okay, so the anode is fixed to the wall cover on one side. The cathode and filament are located on the other side. A steel mesh structure or the protective grid kept at the cathode potential surround them so that the mechanical forces between the anode and the cathode are reflected on the grid structure only. Students, this type of structures we are used for 50 kV and above 50 kV only. Okay. In modern high voltage laboratories and testing installations, semiconductor rectifier stacks are commonly used for producing high DC voltages. Okay, I told below 50 kV half wave and full wave rectifier circuits used. 50 kV and above 50 kV rectifier valves used. And then in modern high voltage laboratories and testing installations, semiconductor rectifier stacks are commonly used for producing high DC voltages. The semiconductor diodes are not true values since they have finite but very small conduction in the backward direction. This is the important key point. You keep it in your mind. Okay, peak inverse voltage. The more commonly prepared diodes for high voltage rectifiers are silicon diodes only with peak inverse voltage is 1 kV to 2 kV only. For laboratory applications, the current requirement is small, that is few milliamps and less than 1 ampere. So therefore, a selenium element stack with peak inverse voltage of up to 500 kV. I told 3 types of circuits, rectifier circuits, that means used for producing high DC voltage. First one is half wave and full wave rectifier circuits, then rectifier valve circuits, then rectifier, semiconductor rectifier stack circuits. Okay. So the peak inverse for semiconductor diode, that is silicon diode, 1 kV to 2 kV. And then if the laboratory applications, then current is very small, that is few milliamps, which is less than the 1 ampere. So we are using selenium element stack. So the peak inverse voltage is 500 kV. And then the both full wave and half wave rectifiers produce high DC voltages less than the AC maximum voltage. the ripple or the voltage fluctuation will present, because AC, this has to be kept with a reasonable limit by means of filters, because we are used capacitors in both half wave rectifier and full wave rectifiers, which is used to filter the ripple in the input. Okay, so comes under this topic, okay, the ripple voltage with half wave and full wave rectifier. This is the subtopic of the half wave and full wave rectifier circuits. So in this case, we are using the smoothing capacitor C. The voltage on no load will be the maximum AC voltage. When on load, the capacitor gets charged from the supply voltage and discharges into the load resistance whenever the supply voltage waveform varies from peak value to zero value. The waveforms are shown in the figure. So what do you mean by ripple? When loaded, a fluctuation in the output DC voltage, that is del V, appears. This is called as a ripple. The ripple voltage is del V is larger for half wave rectifier than that of the full wave rectifier. Okay. Now, the ripple voltage del V depends on, first factor is supply voltage frequency, second factor is the time constant CRL, third factor is the reactance of the supply transformer XL. For half wave rectifier, the ripple frequency is equal to the supply frequency. For full wave rectifiers, the ripple frequency is twice the supply frequency. The ripple voltage is to be kept as low as possible with the proper choice of filter capacitor and the transformer reactance for given load RL. Now you see the waveforms, input and output waveforms of the half wave and full wave rectifier circuits. The figure A represents input sine wave. The figure B represents the output with half wave rectifier and capacitor filter. The third figure represents output with full wave rectifier and capacitor filter. The fourth one is the maximum voltage, mean voltage and ripple voltage, and that is del V with capacitor filter of a full wave rectifier. Okay, in the figure A just sinusoidal. In the figure B you see the del V. The del V only is nothing but what? Ripple voltages only with the filter only. We are getting only positive half cycle only. We are getting, this is the half wave rectifier output. Figure C is the full wave rectifier output with the capacitor filter. That's why we are getting the del V, ripple voltage. Removed, remaining only is the output. Okay, we are getting the output with the full wave rectifier for both positive half cycle and negative half cycle. The figure D, okay, that is the maximum voltage, mean voltage and then ripple voltage. So in this lecture video, we studied about the different forms of generation of high voltages and currents and their applications, and generation of high DC voltage. First topic is half wave and full wave rectifiers. Thank you students for watching this video.